nerds? Welcome to the Cool Nerd Show. I'm Steve Trezza.
Scott Burnett.
And today we are reviewing the Fantastic Four in our full spoilers movie review. Yes. So, quick plot synopsis. Fantastic Four, Miles Teller is Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, who basically creates this machine that will transfer objects or people to one dimension, from our dimension to another dimension, and then they accidentally, I guess, Dr. Doom puts his hand in like the energy, and then they all get superpowers, and then they come back, and then the rest of the movie is basically about them trying to figure out how to use their superpowers, and then it ends and no one cares. Yeah.
Well, so we call it a full spoiler review, but there's really not much to spoil.
There's really not, because not a lot happens.
So let's get down to it! So let's talk about the plot and synopsis of this movie a little bit more. This whole movie was about 7/8 of exposition. It was nothing happened. Nothing
and
whatsoever.
1/8 action.
It was just, it built up to a movie that never happened. I walked out and I was like, that was like the biggest lift hill to the world's shortest roller coaster.
It was, and going into this movie, I watched, I was watching on Rotten Tomatoes all of the ratings coming in. I'm like, how is it at 10%? Which I don't think it's that bad, but when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, this isn't that bad. This isn't that bad. This isn't that bad. And then it ends, and I was like, that was that bad.
Listen, you look at other movies in that category about how bad, around the 10 to 15% range on Rotten Tomatoes. Batman falls in there.
Batman and Robin.
No, The Dark Knight falls in there. But like
Batman's got a lot of movies.
But only one really bad one. You watch Batman and Robin and it's a good bad watch. This is just boring. It's anticlimactic.
It's so boring.
It's all the actors in it just seem uninterested because the dialogue that they're shitting out of their mouths is just nothing. It's Attack of the Clones level bad dialogue.
They try to make it so like serious, and it's just like so boring. You're just waiting for like, all right, now they're gonna like use their powers and do something cool, right? Nope, not yet. Now they are, right? Nah.
Sue Storm moves some fucking shipping containers, and Johnny Storm flies once, and there you go. This movie had so many reshoots, and it was painfully obvious. There's a scene where Michael B. Jordan breaks his arm, and then there's a science montage literally right after, and his arm is not broken.
It's not broken.
You could tell that where the reshoots were, Kate Mara has this like cropped off hair at the shoulder at one point, and then it's like from cut to cut, she's got this terrible wig on, and you could just tell that they came in and they filmed these weird shots, and someone went in with these editing scissors, and then this came out. It's disjointed. It makes no sense. The pacing is terrible. If you can call it pacing, it's no pace. It's a snail's pace until the end where the climax was fucking made no sense. So let's talk about the cast of this movie. You see the cast of this movie, and it's like a who's who of like up and coming actors.
Yeah.
Except Jamie Bell. He was good in Jumper.
I don't know, it's just the cast, they don't really connect that well.
There's no bond.
Even like Miles Teller, who plays Mr. Fantastic, and Jamie Bell, who plays the Thing, they're supposed to be like best friends, and they're just like, they're not vibing off of each other at all.
Because when they all get their powers and they're all in the NASA base or whatever, Mr. Fantastic leaves for some reason.
Which
he runs away.
Also makes no sense, because he runs away, and then like 20 minutes later, well, they flash forward a year goes by, and then 20 minutes later in the film, like, they find him, and they just bring him back, and nothing happened. Like, why did he leave?
They just needed
It didn't make any sense.
They needed to force a year because Toby Kebbell, who played Victor Von Doom, gets, presumably dies when they first go to the alternate planet. And they go back, and he's still there. He's alive, so it's like a year on the planet made him crazy. Fucking stupid. The chemistry between Reed and Ben Grimm, it's supposed to be like, you left me for a year, and the Thing is just depressed, which is just sad at times.
But I actually thought the Thing looked good, minus not having genitalia.
He looked good in scenes where he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, I guess.
Where they could put him in a shadow.
It looks better than the 2005.
No shit, it was Michael Chiklis in a rubber suit. Like, anything could have been better
However, that movie was better than this.
Hell yeah. I would say 100%.
Which says a lot about this movie.
Yeah. It made me want to watch the other ones, so maybe that's what Fox was trying to do. The direction of this movie, I dug a little deeper into Josh Trank's history because he did Chronicle, which was pretty good for a low-budget found footage movie. This guy had a pretty cool vision.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up on set drunk and high, if at all, and he destroyed $5,000 worth of sets. It got him kicked off a Star Wars anthology film. This movie looks like it was directed by a guy who was drunk and high. It made a lot of sense. Like, the movie was just very disjointed, and you're like, man.
At parts, the cinematography doesn't look bad, but it's just, I just think the story, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel was, like hired this, like, paid off the screenplay writers to be like, make a shitty movie.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't know what happened, but Josh Trank tweeted out that he had a cut that would have been critically well received.
I'm sure. I'm sure he did.
There was a lot of studio interference in this, and you could tell by how disjointed it was. The visuals of this movie, there was some bad CGI. When Reed was coming back, he was in like some Hispanic insert. He
was in Panama.
Panama, that was it.
I
wasn't paying attention because I did not care. He's trying to build.
That's where he ran away to.
Yeah, he's trying to build like a single shuttle to go back. Because apparently interdimensional travel you can build out of scrap parts.
Well, he did it when he was a kid.
Yeah, sure, whatever. And he's buying like this valve in a salvage yard, and he like morphs his face to look Hispanic. And he's driving back to his shack in the woods, and he like morphs his face back, and it looks like the CGI from about 10 to 12 years ago. If this movie didn't come out in 2005, it was so bad. I was sitting next to him, I turned to him, and I went, "Whoo, that was real bad."
There were some groan-worthy moments that I can't even really remember because they're not worth remembering.
Some scenes, the green screen really wasn't fully rendered, so you can tell like where it ended, and it was just for a movie that has this much budget behind it. It's just some inexcusable bad CGI, and the whole 2/3 of this movie, it's like building up, and there's a skeleton of a good movie here, and then the third act just goes off the rails. When Doom comes back is when this movie just really shits its own pants.
Yeah,
like real bad.
Dr. Doom has a lot of different powers, but they gave him a bunch of powers that he never really had. Like all of a sudden he can make people's heads explode. Which, like, I was like, that's kind of cool, but, like, it's not Dr. Doom.
It was definitely not Dr. Doom. His mind blew up a dude's face.
And not only that, but, like, then when they go back to the planet and they fight him, the fight was just very underwhelming. And then they kill him in, like, 10 minutes, and he's supposed to be, like, one of the biggest villains in the Marvel Universe.
Well, there was foreshadowing where they're like, if you leave this bridge open too long, it'll cause a runaway, some science bullshit, and the world will blow up. And they're trying to set up this world. Yeah, it's single. I don't even know if did they say it was a black hole?
Yeah,
whatever.
Black hole.
Another black hole destroying the world. Whatever. Real original. But they set up these stakes at the end of the movie that never got set up, and they're fighting in this alternate world that I don't give a shit about, and like you're trying to make it be like, it's gonna destroy this and the world. Good. That would have been a way more interesting ending to this movie.
You really didn't care about what happened. By the time the action kicks in, the movie wasn't even 2 hours long, and I felt like I was in the theater for 3 hours because it was that boring.
Look at the promotional photos in this video. They're all like heroically in front of a rubbled New York City. They didn't fight in New York City. They fought in a remote NASA base, which was on the other end of this like black hole bridge that was getting destroyed, and like cars were getting sucked off this weird mountainside road that was oddly packed for some reason. That like they're next to a NASA base. Why there's so much traffic?
Yeah.
Like there's no reason to care. I'm just be like, this NASA base is getting destroyed. Okay, whatever. And then the thing just like punches him into the intergalactic bug zapper, and then he dies. You take one of the most powerful Marvel villains, and you kill him like a little bit. He's like 80 pounds, it looks like. He's
completely miscast.
Yeah. And the thing is, they set up these powers for when they get the powers, like, they're going back from the original trip, and, like, you see the rocks go into Jamie Bell's capsule. That's why he's the Thing. Like, there's a fire.
The fire
Michael
goes
B. Jordan.
into...
Yeah. So, he falls into the big green goop in the spacesuit, Toby Kebbell, or Dr. Doom, and then...
The suit, like, fuses with him.
his body, so he looks like he's in a GIMP suit, like a future GIMP suit with, like, LEDs on it. Oh, my goodness. And then at the end, they're so cute that they think this piece of shit's getting a sequel.
They do. They're trying to think of a name, and it's like that cliche superhero, like, what are we going to call ourselves?
Yeah, like,
well, we call us the Human Torch and the Torchettes, and then like they're going down the line of shitty names that no one cares about.
And then he's like, I don't know what we're gonna call ourselves, but this feeling is pretty fantastic. And it was just everybody in the theater went, ugh.
Yeah.
Like there's a collective groan of the thing. Then you see a shot of the thing's ass. Like, what happened? There was so much promise to this movie, and like you can go back, and I was a pretty big proponent. I was like, man, this is gonna surprise people. I was technically right because it surprised people about how bad it was. I don't recommend this at all.
It was intriguing the whole time. The 2/3 that I was sitting through the theater, I was like, this is gonna be something sweet's gonna happen. Something sweet's gonna happen, and it just never happened.
Tricked us.
And it was just, and then you just leave the movie theater disappointed.
I liken this to Wolverine Origins as they got Doctor Doom so wrong that it's just up there with how wrong they got Deadpool. So I think in about 5 years, somebody's going to push for a remake and then they're going to get it right.
I don't know. They didn't get it right the first time, and that one was better than this one.
Seriously, Marvel just dump money to Fox and get the rights back.
But what's better about that is, in the Marvel Universe, in the MCU, we could get Galactus, the Silver Surfer,
and a good
Doctor Doom. Like, that would be great. So that is what I'm hopeful for, and that's what I'm looking at the good side of it, taking that out of it.
Fuck, so Doctor Doom, make him a Spider-Man villain. I don't give a shit. He's
fought Spider-Man. They're not going to, but they could in like a sequel.
He fought Spider-Man in the cartoons. That's what I'm saying. Like in the next Spider-Man movie.
So I guess it's time to give this movie the grade that it deserves. So Scott, what are you grading it?
I'm giving this a not so fantastic 4.
Oh wow, I'm gonna go with that too.
Really?
Yeah, 4.
Oh.
I was gonna go 5, but after that review and realizing how even
I
more
knocked the score
terrible
down
it was, it got knocked down.
Yeah, by myself, I knocked it down.
So,
ooh man, it was. I don't go see it. This is the worst experience I've had in a movie in a very long time. I find fun in a lot of things. This was bad. This is the worst of the summer, and I saw San Andreas,
it was
which
worse
was
than
ridiculous.
Terminator.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Terminator was a big old pile of shit.
Well, Terminator.
It was a post-protein shake Arnold Schwarzenegger shit.
But we're not talking about Terminator. So
I know. Go watch that video.
Yeah, Fantastic Boar.
Oh, Craptastic Boar is more like it.
It was bad. So check out our other videos. Check out the Fantastic Four is actually had actually propelled Marvel, and they're actually one of the more interesting Marvel characters and teams. They're actually the first Marvel team. So to find out about the real Fantastic Four and how interesting they are, click on our card up here and watch our bio of them, because that's way more interesting than this crappy movie. Subscribe, and we will see you on our other segments.